because I had a little something more prepared to say in the beginning of the podcast. And if I don't say it now, then I'm going to have to re-record it later, and I don't want to do that. So I just wanted to say, hi, I'm Madeline Haley Marquez, and this is another episode of Mad Stirs the Pot, the new series of Madly Maddie. So I'm here today with a Philly native. Well, oh man, I have to restart that. I fucked up.
It's all right. I didn't tell her.
Okay, so.
Sorry.
Okay, let's play a different day.
Yo, I'm done. Okay. All right, I'm gonna shake it off right now. It's okay.
We're fried. We do
We're
support
fried.
cannabis.
Like,
medically.
I can't even fucking function.
It's my fault. Shout out to
I
Gumbo.
What happened?
Best
I
brand in
really
cannabis.
should have just. You're fine. You're not. I don't think you're. Is that your feet? No, you're not in there. You're good. You're straight. We got some live action right now. So if there's a little bit of background noise, then maybe
We got kids, man.
we
It
got
is what it
kids.
is.
And it's gonna be a little bit of a different type of episode because there's children present and Mila.
This is part of life. We're
This
both
is
parents.
like, so I really didn't prepare like a real big like entry statement or like a huge like segment. I
Introduction.
just really want to introduce you to Tommy. He is a survivor of so many different things. Honestly, I just want to let him talk because he has a lot to say. And without further ado, the Tommy Boy Philly.
What's good, everybody? First of all, thank you, Maddie, for having me on your podcast. This is my first interview, my first opportunity getting to share my story other than in church. Like a testimony, I guess you can say. So my name is Thomas. That's my birth name, my government name. In my city, I'm known as Tommy Boy Philly, mostly in the cannabis industry. I struggled with addiction for a long time. I used medically assisted treatment to get out of opiate addiction. And not only has it helped me become a productive member of society, but it really saved my life. So that's why I support Gumbo. I support cannabis, Gumbo, recreational, biggest brand in the city. I'm not getting paid. I just like to show love where it's due. Like I said, I guess lately my name has been Tommy Boy Philly. I'm originally from Connecticut. I've been in the city most of my adult life. This is a recovery podcast. So I guess, I was born in Connecticut. I was born into a life of addiction, actually. From the beginning, when I was born, my parents struggled with drug addiction. My father was a gang member in the Hells Angels, and he passed away before I was born. My mom was a heroin addict at the time when she was pregnant with me. So I was born addicted to drugs. 1978, I'm 47 years old by the grace of God. I struggled with about 20 years of drug addiction from, I would say 11 or 12 to drinking all the way up to opiate addiction, and I'll share in my story. So yeah, I was born in Greenwich, Connecticut, which is actually it's a rich community for the most part.
It sounds it.
It is.
Greenwich.
Yeah,
It just
Greenwich.
sounds rich.
Like Martha Stewart and all these famous people actually live out there. It's right by Westport, Connecticut. It's like a half hour from there. So, but long story short, there's one projects in that rich town, and that's where my mom lived. She was a heroin addict at the time. And I didn't really know at the time. I didn't know she was addicted to drugs. I was just a kid. I don't even think when I was young, I knew I was struggling. I was just hungry sometimes. And we were poor. I didn't know I was poor until I got older. I mean, I didn't see much. I only saw the inside of my house. My parents were out using drugs a lot of times. I'd be home. I have a younger brother who just got out of jail. He's 3 years younger than me. He struggled with addiction also. So yeah, I was born in Greenwich, lived in the projects there. My mom was a heroin addict. And we grew up rough. We didn't have a lot because my parents were spending all the money on drugs. We got our Christmas presents were like remember the Hess trucks you used to get for free at the gas station? Yeah. And it wasn't even my mom's car. She would like go out and do whatever she did for money. She'd get the car filled up and whatever she could get for free, that's what we got for Christmas.
I grew up similar. I grew up with nothing. We would eat canned goods, you know what I mean? Sometimes we wouldn't even have that.
The USDA
sometimes we would have a lot then. Like, it was different, you know what I mean? There was like, it was interchangeable, you could say, because my dad owned his own business. So you know how owning a business is. Sometimes you're up and sometimes you don't. But yeah, I feel you, man.
So it was like, we had like a lot of USDA shit back when they had the blocks of cheese and the rice, real Rice Krispies. When it was just a white box that said Rice Krispies, you didn't get the 3 characters and the toy in the box. So I grew up pretty poor, man, and my parents were addicted to drugs. But at that age, it didn't seem to faze me. I guess I would realize later in life the effect that it would have on me. I was just a kid, so I did what I had to do. I remember being home a lot, just being my younger brother. I remember one time, he's probably going to be mad that I'm sharing this. We were hungry. Like, my parents hadn't been home probably for a few days. I don't really know the exact time frame back then, but he was eating cat food, like literally eating cat food out the thing. And I'm like, bro, this is crazy. You know, as I got older and I look back. So yeah. I grew up, you know, my mom was addicted to drugs, and, you know, I lived with my mom until I was about 11 or 12, me and my brother. My stepfather was also in the Hells Angels. And it's crazy because my stepfather raised me part of my youth thinking that he was my dad. And it wasn't until he had died.
Oh, wow.
You know, I was put in foster care at 11. My mom put me up for adoption. I remember asking about my dad. And my mom was like, well, your dad was a biker just like your stepdad, but he died before you were born. You know, he never got to see you, none of that. So, and then my father's dad was in the Hells Angels in New York. He ended up dying on his motorcycle. He was a big time meth addict, drug dealer, gang member, that type stuff. So I have I don't know too far back, but the only history I know of my family is drug addiction, like street life, real negative stuff. Not yeah, I'll get into it more, like survival type stuff. Like, I didn't want to do any of the things I did. I didn't look forward to becoming a drug addict. I didn't grow up and say I wanted to be a drug dealer. I didn't have both parents.
I think I listened to 50 Cent, Many Men, and then like all the other things. And I was like, you know what? I want to be that when I grow up. And I did. And then I regret it so much. I don't regret my past, but like, that was crazy of me to be like a girl that could have like just went to college and been okay. But instead I like did the complete opposite. And I kind of want to keep it a little bit, you know, more, you know, I guess not PG, but like PG-13, because we do have young ears by, and I don't want to, you know, have any demonetization happening or like reporting or anything like that. So we have to not keep it clean, but like keep it at least to a point where we're not talking about too bad of stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I guess until it was always me and my brother and my mom. She did her best. She was hooked on drugs. I'm sure she loved us, but you know, drugs take everything from your kids, take everything from your family. So it's like, you know, I went through that when I got older. As I got older, I think around the age 11 or 12, my brother's dad passed when I was 9. Once I turned 11, I was put up for adoption. We ended up staying with my mom's grandparents because she just got so strung out, messed up doing different things, that I ended up living with my brother's dad's parents. So my brother's grandparents. And they couldn't take care of both of us. At 12 years old, I guess we were bad kids, according to them. To me, I didn't know at the time, but according to them, we were bad kids. I got put into a boys' home at the age of 11 or 12. I remember a visit with my mom and her literally coming and telling me that she's not going to be able to take care of me, that she's sick, that she's dealing with, she didn't say drugs at the time, whatever. She told me she was sick.
Yeah.
And that if I wanted to go with a family that could take care of me. And I was like, I didn't know what it was at the time. I just knew I was in a boys' home and everybody wanted a family. So I was like, all right, cool. I never really had one. So I was like, all right, cool. So at the age of 11, I went to my first foster family. And it happened to be, by the grace of God, that family adopted me. The first year, they took me to Disney World. You know, they took me in like their own. They bought me school clothes every year. So from the time I was 11, my brother was with his grandparents, and I was with my adopted family. I ended up taking their last name, getting adopted. Through my high school years, I started drinking, smoking marijuana, kind of just partying like all the other kids in school. And I don't remember exactly where I got injured at one point, and that's when I got introduced to opiate addiction for the first time in my life.
I'm having technical difficulties over here with my TikTok live.
Okay.
It's not letting me go live.
Want to pause for a second?
Maybe we should, just so I can get live. I feel so rude.
No, you're good.
Doing this like while you're talking. And
it's cool. Look, this is
away from your story.
No, you're good.
My technical difficulties.
We're not professionals. We're not Hollywood. We're just trying to give you guys
I'm trying
the real
to be Hollywood,
story.
yo. Hollywood, please. No, I'm just kidding. But like, no, for real though. What's up? Like, I'm just trying to get there, and I'm trying to make it happen. There's enough to go around. You know what I mean? Like, there's enough of the industry to be able to take in people that have actual real talent, real stories, and real stories to tell. And like, not for nothing, like our kids have a story to tell too. Having to deal with parents that had to go through addiction and come out on the other side, and they get to see such a change and such a different message that they get to send. And and if we recover and we don't get high, right now, then or ever again, then they won't have to ever see us like that. You know what I mean? So I feel like I just got a little emotional here, but
it's cool. It's gonna happen, I'm sure.
Yeah, I shit. I need to.
If you guys are watching right now, go ahead, follow, like, subscribe, comment. If you have any questions, we'll go back after the video. But yeah, join in.
I need to text.
Just sharing the story.
I told her we were gonna be back at 1. We're definitely not gonna be back at 1.
It's fine.
So I need to text her and tell her we're gonna be late. Or late longer. I need to figure
no problem.
Like a couple more hours, I guess. Like 2. I'll be like 2 more hours. Can you do till like 3?
Yeah, I mean, we could get it all down to like an hour.
Yeah. Hey, can you do till like
this is real life stuff, y'all.
Or 4?
We got to call babysitters and all that.
Like, this is real life shit. And I'm live streaming. I don't even know if there's anyone on.
I'm on live on Instagram.
Yeah, you're not, or you are?
No, I am.
Oh,
live on Instagram and Facebook. I mean, YouTube. This is cool. You guys, look, we're real parents. We got real lives. We're no longer drug addicts lost in the street doing whatever. We got responsibilities. So what you're seeing right now is reality TV at its best. Ain't no editors here till later. So if you want to see the raw, catch it now.
3 or 4.
And listen, one of the things that helped me with my addiction, which I'll get into, is medically assisted treatment, which is using supervision of a doctor or medication in order to get off of drugs that are killing you and making you unproductive. I smoke cannabis, gumbo mainly, and medically assisted treatment has helped me overcome my addiction. Take your time. Let me know when you're back.
I'm not connected to the right Wi-Fi. What was the Wi-Fi password?
No, we can't give that out on live, but
Morgan,
come put it in.
Yeah, come put it in my phone.
I'll give out my password to the world or my address.
There's people at the end of your street like.
Let me know when you're live again.
It's very.
If you guys have any questions, I will check at random. Did I put not for kids on my stream?
Oh shit! She said she can't. She works at 3:30.
So what time you guys got to take off?
So then we'll just be done by like 1 then.
Yeah. Well, how much time?
1:30.
How much time we got?
Let me see.
We got time because by the time, tell her.
We'll get it moving. We'll get into it once.
Damn.
What time is it?
I feel bad.
No, you're good, girl. 1:30 is fine. I don't need that much time.
Got him, and we finished it, and I stay here with the kids.
I don't need that much time.
You don't need it.
I'll have you done by 1:30. I'll have you out of here. That's good. 1:30.
I hope she. If not, we might have to leave now, because I only had her till 1, because I should have said.
So tell her tell her you'll be done by 1:30.
I feel bad.
We'll head back. If that's the case.
Ask her what's the latest she could stay.
I just did.
Oh, okay.
How late can you stay? The latest is 2.
Oh, that's fine.
So just.
How long did it take you to get here? How long
it took me like 40 minutes to get here. It's not. I'll haul ass back. It's not a big deal.
What time is it? Let me see.
Yeah,
1:15. Okay. We'll wrap up by 1:15.
We'll be good.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man, and she was
Are
late
you back
too.
on live?
And she was late too.
Yeah, she was late.
Yeah, we can go back on live now, right? Oh yeah, turn. Okay. Yeah, we'll do this again soon. If you want to.
It's
No,
cool.
not right
Yeah,
now. Not
it's
right
cool.
now.
We're gonna do other stuff. Look, we could do other stuff. We could talk about specific topics. I want to be a part of anything to do with recovery that's going to help people get off of drugs and become productive, better parents, and
I
help
think it's
society.
working now.
So appreciate y'all.
I'm
Y'all
live
that have been
now.
on here, y'all that are gonna watch this later.
Okay.
Look what I got.
We're back.
I have to put it like this, or else you're not gonna see both of us. Is this good? Yeah, that's better, I guess. I don't need to be like right up to the camera because I already got 3 fucking cameras.
Gotcha.
Lights. Shit. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
We just can't respond live to comments because we're both blind. We're like,
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to respond to the. We should just say that. No, I mean we can say whatever.
all right. So we're back. Thank you for.
All right, yeah, we're back. So I wanted to dive into. So I wanted to dive into our questions because I really want to see how he was able to heal and like what changed you and how you were able to come to the conclusion, okay, this is my rock bottom, and if I don't change now, then I'm going to lose everything, and I can't do that because I'm a single dad, and, you know, I have an important responsibility at home. So how did you begin to come to that conclusion?
I've always wanted to be a dad. I always wanted to be a responsible parent because I never had that in my life. So I think it's always been a desire of mine. I really became a parent once my kid's mom passed away 2 years ago due to complications of a sickness that she had. So being a single parent, not having my parents is what gave me the drive and the desire to get away from the things that were keeping me from doing that. So, you know, one of the guys in my church, when I was in a program one time, he said, without change, there will be no change. So I knew I had to change certain things in my life. I had to give up things in my life that were hurting me, the drug addiction, the different things. I had to give those things up if I wanted to be a good parent. It was taking my money. It was taking my health. It was taking everything away from me, my family members. So it wasn't a hard decision. It was just a physical addiction. That was the hardest thing for me to overcome.
Yeah.
Mentally, I always wanted to be a parent. Mentally, nobody ever says they want to be a drug user, drug abuser, whatever the politically correct term is. So I don't think we ever said that. So, and even growing up, I struggled with drug addiction, but I was a hustler. I was a drug dealer. So even though I was doing the minor drugs in the beginning, I didn't think I was messed up. I didn't think I had a problem. So, yeah.
So when did you really see that you had a problem? Like what age were you when you were like, okay, I need to stop this shit. It's getting a little too old for this.
This is going to sound crazy, but it wasn't until I hit 40 and I had a heart attack and I literally had heart failure that I woke up and came to the conclusion that I was going to die, literally physically die if I didn't change my life. I was always making excuses, pushing it off, being functional. Oh, I'm still paying my bills. Granted, my kids could have had a lot more, for sure. They got to go to Disney World. They got to do certain things, but they would have seen a lot less and they probably could have got a lot more if I had recovered sooner. But like I said, I hit 40. I struggled with drug addiction from the time I was 20 to the time I was 40. And with the help of cannabis, going through the heart surgery and everything, and since 2020, I haven't done anything except smoke legitimate cannabis. That's it.
So you see that thing in your hand that you're holding?
This?
Yeah. So that's another form of maintenance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that is something that I like to promote. And if you're listening and you're not watching, it's a pamphlet that you don't even have to show it. I wasn't promoting it on here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not getting paid for that right now. Yeah. So I work with a certain company that provides Suboxone and Naltrexone and Vivitrol to alcoholics and people that struggle with addiction. And they also do like online services. They really help me in my life for sure.
So if you're watching this, what she's saying is There's resources for you guys.
I promote all pathways to healing. If you need to smoke weed instead of sticking a needle in your arm, then do that. Do that.
I agree.
Like you can't die. Well, actually, that's not true. Don't buy your weed in the hood. don't buy your weed from someone you don't know, because I don't care what anyone
Get your
says.
medical card.
Get your medical card. Go to the dispensary. Do whatever you have to do, but don't get it in the hood. Those little like jars.
Spray packs.
That could be. You know, you have a table, right? And they have the weed. Sometimes someone will be an idiot and bag up something on the table with some weed and then kill somebody. They're just smoking a joint and then they die. Like, that's not cool.
Or they're bagging up dope and weed in the same trap house down the way, which is very common.
Because that's not cool, bro.
Not trying
you're selling weed
allegedly,
and you're literally like risking somebody's life, and all they're trying to do is like go to the lake and just like smoke a little bit, and then they just like fucking die. Like, no, that's not cool.
Yeah. So there is medically assisted treatment. There is other forms, right?
So like I've heard of someone going into a coma on purpose, medically induced coma, to withdraw.
That's crazy.
A medically yes.
I was sedated when I had my heart. I didn't withdraw. I didn't share that. Let me share real quick.
Okay.
When I had my congestive heart failure in 2020, January 1st, I literally was feeling super lethargic. I had took benzos and I had took Percocet at the same time, and it caused heart failure. I got on the bus. I couldn't even hold my head up. I was literally, you see the addicts in the hood walking around like half leaned over. I don't know why or what that is, but I was in that condition. I got myself to the hospital. They sedated me. That's what she was talking about. And I woke up. I don't know what they did. I was on medically assisted treatment. I was on Suboxone already when I woke up. I did not suffer no withdrawal from my fentanyl use. I was not slamming.
How long were you under?
About a week or two. I think 2 weeks. I was sedated. I woke up. I had tubes in both lungs, and I had doctors around me, had me signing paperwork saying that my heart failed.
Can't play that because I'm going to need a copyright.
I
don't know who it is. Mila, you can't play anything either.
So I had my heart valve surgery and the congestive heart failure and the pacemaker put in, but they put me on medically assisted treatment. That's what she's talking about. It's a means to an end. Some people end up on Suboxone or methadone for life, but if you're early enough in your recovery, you don't have to be on anything. You don't even have to smoke weed. Yeah. There's plenty of people in my church, and I'm not against that don't smoke weed, that don't drink, that have fully recovered from any substances, and of course, that is your best. But listen, if cannabis helps you get off of heroin and makes you functional, and you get your kids back, and you pay your bills, and you become a productive member of society, and you are no longer on a path to death, I'm all for it.
Yeah. I truly believe that, and I literally stood up to 2 drug court judges and said, listen, I'm not going to stop. So what are you going to do? You know what I mean? And
they don't understand.
They never locked me up because I went absconded for 4 years. And then I went to jail for 30 days. And then I got out. And, that's part of my story. I'm not here to tell my story today, but I interject sometimes just to relate, so you can see that I've done some crazy shit, you know what I mean? And I was able to get myself out of it. But like,
we all got a story.
Yeah. At any moment, anything could happen. Like, I used to say, yeah, I'm sober right now, but I was living in like Palm Coast, Florida, where I didn't know anybody. So if it was available, would I have done it? Probably. You know what I mean? But so I have a few more questions, but I do have this jar, and this is more fun questions. It's not like so serious, and we can maybe like have a little bit of a laugh or something like that. Or I'm gonna pick all the ones I just picked were literally like not fun. Okay, so who is your biggest influence? Just to lighten it up a little bit.
Influence. All right. I got a couple, man. This is a hard one. I can't pick just one. Of course, it's God. And it's not just a cliche. I haven't said it yet in this interview, but without my relationship with God, when I turned 18 and I came to Philadelphia, I gave my life to Jesus, but I still struggled for 20 years trying to figure out myself. but I have had a relationship with God. God is my biggest. Every morning I pray. I ask God for help. He's the one who put me on this earth, so he's the one I'm going to look to for the answers. I don't know nothing about where I'm at. I'm here. He created me. He knows why I'm here. I trust in God. I have a lot of influences. One of my biggest influences is my kid's mom who passed away. Because even in our addiction, she was only 27, right? Even in our addiction, no matter what I did, she made me be a parent. She made me love God. She made me pray, read my Bible, and she made sure every day, no matter what I did, I saw my kids. I spent money on my kids. I was a part of my kid's life. She always. So my kid's mom was definitely one of my greatest examples, and she struggled, all the way. And I got a couple different influences. I got influences of people who have been where I've been and overcame, and then I got influences who have never been where I've been and have just been pretty much not in addiction their whole life. I wouldn't say perfect life, but pretty successful the whole way because they've never been in addiction. I would say Pastor Titus, my pastor at my church, he's a good influence. He got saved at 16. He's been married, consistent, built a great church, built a great family. He's been helping people. I think everybody needs God. They need a spiritual mentor. The most important thing in my recovery is having a plan and having people to help you affect that plan to get you out of the position you're in. That's, so I only keep good people around me, as far as like my friends and stuff like that. If I do, I go mess with people who are still in addiction, but just to do outreach, and then I get right out of there. I don't keep myself in that environment because
it's hard to be in that environment and not end up doing whatever anyone else is doing because that's how it all started. Basically, we were around somebody that did it, so we started doing it. Basically, so did you ever have to detach from someone that you loved, like?
The same person that's my inspiration, I had to get away from, my kid's mom. The best and the hardest thing that we ever did was split up, but it was great because once we did that, we worked on ourselves. It made us better, and it sucks that she passed, because who knows? She was married and everything, so it's like God has a reason for everything. And what was the question? You said something about detached. What was it again?
You had to detach. Yes,
people I had to detach from. A lot of people. My whole environment. I pretty much put myself in seclusion for the past few years after getting off the drugs. Just to clear my mind. Not that I'm better than nobody, but just like I had to get brainwashed. I had to wash my brain. I had to clear my mind of all the negativity of everything. If you weren't doing the same things I was doing or going in the same path I was going, I had to leave you alone forever or for a while. Yeah. The best thing about it was my young boy, maybe I'll tell some stories, maybe I won't, but my young boy and me both decided at the same time to leave the block and to focus on our family and focus on God. So it made it easier for me. The same people I was running with at the time, we all decided at the same time, look, man, this ain't good for us no more. I'm too old and he was too young. He's, basically. So I had to detach from a lot of people. You got to detach from people, places, and things, but that's not the only thing you got to do. Because the biggest thing is you bring yourself everywhere you go, and you're your problem. It's not everybody else. I can go down to Kensington. I don't practice it, but I'll go down there for the whole day, and I won't want to do heroin because I know it's going to kill me. It's not a desire. I never relapsed by the grace of God.
How often do you go to Kensington?
I'm down there almost all the time because my doctor's office is down there.
Yeah, we were too. When we lived there, we had to go. Like, I was pregnant, so I was going, getting my checkups and stuff like that right there.
Esperanza Health Center is my doctor's office for 30 years.
That's where I went. So, yep, Mila was there. Yep, I lived out there. Yep, and I remember that. I go out there and do outreach now, either by myself sometimes, and then I did it like a few times with the Savage Sisters. I really like going with like my friends because like the Savage Sisters kind of just like fly past them, and I would like to like kind of hang
out,
a connection. I shouldn't have just said that. I'm probably gonna take that part out, probably, but I can't take it out of the live. But that's fine. I don't care. Whatever. I'm sorry, Savage Sisters. I don't mean that. I know you guys have a lot to do all the time, so. And you do so much for the community. I literally love you guys. But yeah. So
it's good to do outreach. It's good to go down there, whether you just go on the fly and do it, or it's an organized group. Regardless, you're
We
meeting
went
somebody's
with
needs.
our boy. We just went, me and him, our boy. We went around and we gave. I did this video where it was like, first I went to Center City, I went to Love Park, and then I went to like Fishtown, and
Yep.
I was like, do you think addiction is a disease or a choice? And if they answered my question, I gave them a flower. And a lot of people were like, oh, that's cool as shit. You know what I mean? They were happy as shit to get a flower. And I was like, oh, wow, that was a good idea. So I recorded them and I gave a lot of them stuff because like I heard about, did you hear about like one of the pretty high up people out here recorded somebody, didn't pay them, said they were going to give them money, didn't pay them.
I'm sure it happens
I
often.
don't remember who it was. There's someone off camera. He's not really talking, but do you know who I'm talking about? Were they saying it wasn't me?
And my
was
man
it?
Dave over there, she don't want to give him no credit.
No,
not sure,
that's
man.
not it.
I
He
don't
said
really
he's
know.
just chilling. He said
I
he's
don't
not
really know.
talking.
I have an idea. It was a while back, but I have an
Okay.
idea. I have to think about
And we could do this
I
more
don't remember who
often.
it is. I really don't. What the fuck is that?
it. Yeah, we should.
We might
Someone's
could
trying
turn this into some
No.
recovery monthly or weekly thing that we can do. You know what happened?
Um,
Oh, your thing went off.
Yeah, so you know what?
Look, we were trying to jump
Honestly,
in there.
bro.
Well, there's people trying to join the live right
Yeah,
now.
all of them. I'm not having anybody. Wait, someone joined?
No.
Okay. I'm not. I don't want anybody to join right now because I'm live streaming and I don't want to do that.
We'll do some Q&A joining
So-
things maybe in the future.
Yeah.
I would like to do that. I would totally like to do that. I have a lot of episodes coming up this week and next week, and I'm really excited.
We can do a consistent thing
But I
monthly.
would like to like have a I would definitely like to have a co-host. So if you ever, you want to set up a weekly time where you're my co-host, that would be really cool.
Yeah, work it out.
And that like I want to integrate.
Anything for the community.
I want to integrate this more, not just a recovery podcast, but like my next guest is in recovery, but the one after that is not in recovery.
Oh, that's cool.
She's a CEO of the Thrive Perfect Kinase Foundation, and she is like awesome as hell. And I can't wait for her episode. You gotta check it out. It's gonna be next week, the day before Thanksgiving, the 26th. So yeah, it's gonna be really cool. So I want to have all types of people on here. I don't want to have just people in recovery, just people that know people in recovery. I'd literally have anyone on my podcast. So if you want to be on my podcast, hit me up. The link will be in the description. And so since we are green and sober, that's why my eyes are like that. Okay. If you're watching, if you're not watching, just put your
Green,
volume
sober,
less. Yeah,
cannabis.
green and sober. That's it. That's all I do. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. And I'm using like terms that people don't, little children aren't going to understand because that's just what I'm doing. So, I'm just trying to make it so I don't get demonetized. That's why I just said that again. I'll probably delete this part. I'm not going to say it in the podcast.
I forgot to put not
It's
for
in the
kids. I
live.
think that's why I'm not getting anybody on my thing. Because if you don't put not for kids, you can't get people chatting and commenting.
So you should probably.
I don't know how to go back and do it while I'm
You
still
could just exit out of it.
and just go back and
Yeah,
start it
just go
again.
back and start it again.
So, but we're gonna. This is Madly Moved with Maddie, man. She's doing a lot of great stuff. Make sure you guys tap in. What is it called?
I like to promote all of my platforms, but honestly, the one that I want to start up is my YouTube, and I